It's with great pleasure that I get to announce coming in 2025, Savage180, a life worth fighting for. How can someone who has everything self-sabotage and be left with nothing? How can someone's life dramatically go from devastation to elevation? I've gained so much passion over the years for people who just cannot seem to find a way out of their affliction, who just found themselves so permanently stuck in a place of desperation with zero hope of a breakthrough. Is that you? Are you stuck? Are you frustrated? Are you paralyzed? Do you just feel like ending your life because you're so out of control that the solution seems impossible? Well, I came to the conclusion that in order to successfully master freedom, you have to treat affliction like it's a business, the business of life and death. You need to invest in the right people. You need to invest in the right tools. There must be frequent monitoring, adjusting, controlling your mindset, even down to the minute. You have to be intentional with how you map out your days, leaving no room for error. And there's a path that I followed, and that's what I want to share with those who are desperate for change. I was desperate. I knew there had to be a better way. I knew that I wanted change, but I didn't have a business model in place to see it through. Now, if you're not one who is sick and tired of beating your head against the wall, this probably isn't for you, and I pray for you. I pray it's not too late for you. Coming in 2025, I will be sharing my backstory and some practical steps that you could put into action in order to achieve freedom in this life. And here's my disclaimer. I'm not a therapist. I'm not a psychologist. I don't have a PhD. I have a GED. I was arrested on school property and kicked out of high school. I have an award certificate for completing a 15-month rehab program. That's what I bring to the table as far as my credentials, but you can't deny the words of my testimony. I can't guarantee that following these steps is going to improve your situation. It's going to take a tremendous amount of effort and intention on your part. And quite frankly, the odds aren't stacked in your favor. You'll have to learn to be patient with yourself, with the process, and the people all around you. Because my guess is you probably didn't get in this mess overnight. So it's going to take some time to develop back into who you were created to be. But remember, a slow pace is better than no pace at all. And everybody has a unique story that might be different from mine, but we all have one thing in common: affliction. Affliction in one way or another. Some struggle with food, gambling, alcoholism, pornography, and the list goes on and on and on and on. And my affliction was drugs for nearly 2 decades. No matter the affliction, I found that there are some common denominators that we all share. Remember, you're not alone. I know where you are. I know what you're thinking. There's no way out of this. I'm too far gone. I have nothing. I don't have the strength to live sober. I get it. Well, maybe you're right. And that's not necessarily a bad place to be, because here's the good news. I thought the same thing for years. I couldn't do anything on my own. I had to trust Jesus. I had to learn to trust and believe in His promises. And I promise you, there is in the days to come a very tough road that you will go down. You will be making choices that will become extremely difficult regarding relationships that you'll need to end. This is non-negotiable. Don't fool yourself into thinking that you can keep the same company and expect change. Unfortunately, as I said earlier, the odds aren't stacked in your favor. Many will start down this road of freedom and they end up falling back into the abyss, and it happened to me over and over and over again. You got to have a business model in place so that when adversity comes, you have a plan to be able to respond, a plan of escape. And you have a choice. You have a choice to either want to choose to change or not to change. And if you choose not to change, you'll end up in a hospital, dead, or in prison. It's non-negotiable. I lost 15 friends to drugs. I know the end result of addiction all too well. But I'm here to encourage you. This can be done. You can live with a clear mind. You can enjoy life without substances. You can conquer death and revisit life in an extraordinary way. You can gain back trust with people that you screwed over. You can learn to love. You can learn to be relational. It can be done. I was a master liar, a master manipulator. I burned every bridge relentlessly. No one ever believed anything I ever said. And these relationships and bridges that were once burned have been more than restored. They've been empowered, but it took time. It took a long time. I had to be patient with myself and others around me. I had to be mindful of my expectations, of how I assumed others would respond to the change in me. It takes time, but it's worth every minute in the waiting. I'm very excited and encouraged to finally be in a place in my life where my message and testimony have become the very essence of my existence. And I pray today that what the Lord did for me, that He will see it through for you. I pray that you stay humble. I pray that you stay pliable to His hands, and when He stretches you, and you feel like giving up, that you stay on path. And remember, He loves you in ways that you do not comprehend. I pray that you stay the race. I pray that you never falter. I pray that you wake up and know that the people in your life love you deeply, and you're not just hurting yourself, but you're hurting everybody else around you. But this can all change. It's all can change. He has a plan for you. Blessings to you all, and may the peace of Jesus be upon you.